I just bought a suspiciously cheap PS5 bundle from GameStop, and honestly, I think they're making a huge mistake here, and you can take advantage of it too. Here's why. Now, I paid $580 for this bundle, but what they're selling is worth almost $1,000. Like, we're talking a launch model PS5. That alone goes for $600 right now, plus 2 free full years of PS Plus Premium, which is another $320. Now, obviously, the first catch here is the box is literally destroyed, but let's see what's inside. All right, I'm pulling this thing out. It's got a little bit of packaging, but really not much at all. But obviously, we have the box here, and it's straight up just its own version. I've never seen this before, but it says PlayStation Plus Premium, 24-month membership included. Now, I don't know if there's a code in the box, or maybe it's already preloaded on the PS5 and maybe some of the membership has already run out or something. There's got to be some catch here, but anyways, we have a disc drive edition of the PS5, original model. Again, it's like the launch model, and the box looks new at first glance, but we'll see if there's a seal on this thing, and indeed there appears to be. Now, unfortunately, these days, Sony uses pretty cheap seals, so it's very easy to pull these off and put new ones on, so I've seen these resealed before, so who knows if this is a legit seal or not, but we'll of course find out. And looking at the back, we also have some special Play More with PlayStation Plus Premium text here on the back that's not here on the normal version. Then of course some special text on the side, which is beaten up as well. And then this questionable writing on the bottom that says 5-star. I don't know what that's in reference to. You know, maybe it's just an internal warehouse thing, but I don't know. Let's go ahead and open this sucker up and see what's inside the box. All right, so box coming out. It looks like the plain or normal plain box that you use for the PS5. Got the logo on the front there. Let's go ahead and see what comes out the top of this console box here, and looks pretty good so far. We've of course got this box right here, and honestly taking this thing out is kind of nostalgic because at this point it's been, I don't know, 3-4 years since I've opened up a brand new original launch model PS5. Let's go ahead and start by seeing what's in this little box here. And of course what I'm hoping here is this is like a very early launch model that's like one of the first firmware, so it's jailbreakable, but we'll of course find out when we turn the console on. And opening this up, we have our quick start guide, which is pretty typical. We've also got our controller here. Let's go ahead and pull this out and see how it looks. So that looks pretty legit. It looks unused to me. Feels nice and grippy. Let me see that. And then we should also have our stand here, which is the thing that most used consoles these days miss. And pulling that out, that looks good as well. Let's go ahead and see. Yep, got the screw inside of there as well. Now, of course, next up, the real star of the show, our PS5 console. And I haven't seen our code yet. That wasn't in that box, so hopefully it's inside of this box somewhere. First of all, I got the console out, and still no code here. Okay, we'll take a closer look and try to find the code here in a second, but let's go ahead and take this console out. Got the good old wrapping here, and taking the console out, that thing looks pretty dang good. I don't really see any wear and tear there on the top like it's been used, and looking at the bottom, same kind of deal. Now the real telltale sign here will be on the front, where we have our glossy portion. Yeah, that looks good as well. No magic eraser from GameStop, which is pretty typical for used and refurbished consoles from GameStop. They like to scratch them up, which is, yeah, that's always an interesting sight. But yeah, console looks good. The back looks like it hasn't been used before. I don't see like any scratching around the HDMI port or power port, excuse me, anything like that. So let's go ahead and put that to the side and take a closer look inside this box and see if we can find something in there. Okay, there's something. All right, there's a, yeah, this is it. All right, there's a piece of paper like kind of stuck under the bottom flap. I don't know how that happened, but we have a 24-month membership premium here. I don't think I've ever seen a card like this. This is interesting to see. I didn't even know you could like buy this separately and not buy it online. Flip it to the back. We do have a code here. Okay, so scratch here for pin number. And I'm trying to look for an expiration date on this thing, but I don't see one. And that's a concern here because I've seen it plenty of times where you get a code in a brand new box that you open up years later and then the code is expired, so it doesn't actually work, and maybe that's why they're selling it so cheap. That would be the most legitimate reason for this thing to be so cheap, is the code doesn't work. But we'll of course find out here in a few minutes. But guys, let's go ahead and plug this console in, turn it on, see if it works, see what kind of firmware version we're on, and see what else is up GameStop's sleeve, because this doesn't make sense yet. All right, guys, console plugged in. Let's go ahead and see if it'll turn on. You got power here. Cool. Let's go ahead and see if our controller will connect now. And I'm not going to connect to internet yet because I want to see what firmware version we're on, and I don't want to like accidentally update it to the newest version of the firmware. But at the same time, I kind of also want to check if this thing's banned, because that could be a reason for this thing being sold in a weird bundle. But I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and finish setting this thing up. So console booted up, and indeed we have Astro's Playroom already loaded up on here, which is pretty typical for a PS5. Now next up, let me go ahead and toss a game inside of this thing and see if that'll read. Okay, so first throw in a PS4 game here. Let's go ahead and see if this will read up. Then we'll move on to PS5 games next. But yeah, should read PS4 games just fine. Wait, what? Excuse me? Unsupported disc. Wait, what did I put in here? Dude, I put a PS3 game in here. I saw the exact same colors what I usually use for my, yeah, it's the red case for Gran Turismo Sport that I usually use. Wow, okay. Let's try out a PS4 game now and see if that'll load. Man, I'm tripping. All right, there's a PS4 game. Let's go ahead and see if it'll finish installing and copying here. Okay, so indeed that is copying, so we know the laser is good for PS4 games. Now let's go ahead and test out the laser for PS5 games, because again, I'm just looking for, gotta find the little trick here, because there's something going on. I don't know why it's so cheap. We'll try out the PS5 game next up. Okay, so PS5 game in there. Let's go ahead and see if it starts installing. And I almost wondered, like I wonder if they were taking old stock of the fat PS5 and bundling it in with 24 months of PS Plus and putting it like in a new box. So did they pull this console out of an old box, put it in a new box? Did GameStop do that? Did Sony do that? Is that even a thing? I'm just throwing out ideas here and now copying. It looks like it's installing there. So cool, that is working. Now here in a second, we'll test out Astro's Playroom just to test out a little bit of gameplay to make sure the GPU is not shot, because I have surprisingly seen that on a PS5 before where the GPU was shot and it gave me weird artifacting on the screen. But next up, let's go ahead and check out the firmware version of this console, because I'm very curious when this thing was manufactured or last updated, all that kind of stuff. So we'll go to System, Console Info, and we're on, hold on, that's pretty old, is it not? I thought I was looking at the wrong number or something, but sure enough, this is on 6.02, which appears to be from October of 2022. Wow, this firmware is 3 years old. Hold on, man. Hold on. Is this thing jailbreakable? Okay, so I haven't gone too deep into this, but it looks like a video from Modern Warfare from about a month ago says you can jailbreak the PS5 from 7.61 or lower using a Blu-ray disc. So this is definitely jailbreakable under those circumstances, which is kind of crazy because let's find out how much that sells for on eBay. Yeah, I'm seeing people on 7.61, which is even newer than this firmware, selling for stuff open box for over $600. So if this thing is sealed and on 6.2, you're probably looking at $700 plus as to what this thing is worth, which is kind of insane. Like, I don't understand why GameStop is selling these at this price. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's something else going on here that we aren't aware of yet. But let's go ahead and boot up Astro's Playroom for now, play around a little bit, and just make sure there's nothing actually wrong with the console in terms of performance. And actually, before we test the performance, I want to check out our manufacture date of the specific PS5 console to see how it aligns with that firmware we just saw. So here in the bottom, it says January 2023, which I guess that kind of lines up with the update from late 2022. And from the manual here, you can see the actual model number of the console, which is CFI 1215A, which I believe is one of the later versions of the fat model PS5, which is the launch model. You get what I'm saying. It's from like 2022, 2023, I believe. Let's go ahead and test this thing out. We'll test out the controller first, make sure the adaptive triggers are good. Touchpad looks good as well. And then of course, motion sensor appears to be good. And my favorite part, you're welcome. Well, without going super in depth, I've been playing for like 5 minutes and haven't seen any issues so far. No like GPU artifacting or any hiccups or really any, it just seems normal, you know. Now, of course, as always, there is a chance I play this thing for hours and maybe it, it overheats or something. You know, original launch models and actually a lot of models of PS5 have had overheating issues here and there, but it's not that widespread, so it's, it's probably not really concerned, but it is something that, could have been tested on the back end and they're like, hey, this console might overheat, let's sell it in a weird GameStop bundle, but I don't know, probably not. But guys, next up, of course, the thing we really need to test out here is our code, because maybe the code's used, maybe it's expired. Now, of course, I can't redeem this specific code on this specific console because I don't want to update it and connect it to the internet and get rid of my low firmware, but we'll go ahead and connect this up to my account on my phone and we'll scratch it off, enter the code in, and see what happens. Okay, so we'll go ahead and scratch this off here on camera. So you can see I'm not pulling any tricks. Okay, so there's the scratched off code, and here is the website on my account so we can type in the code and see if it'll work. All right, guys, code typed in. We'll go ahead and press done, press continue, and we'll see if it'll pop up. And yeah, sure enough, there's our 24 months of PS Plus Premium, and there is one catch here. They're gonna give you a next payment date for $160 because they're gonna automatically sign you up for renewing. So that is the catch, because there's a good chance you're gonna, like, maybe you don't want to renew in 2 years, but it's gonna renew you anyway because you forgot about it. That's just kind of how these things work. And my date is a bit later because I already had PS Plus Premium, so it'll renew basically once my current paid membership ends. But let's go ahead and I guess confirm it because I'm going to use it anyway, so buy it as well, I guess. And we'll confirm this actually goes through and there's no more things. And yep, there it is. So next payment is September 3rd, 2027. And wow, so $320 just saved right there, plus the old firmware. Where's the catch here? What? I don't understand how they're selling this for so cheap. But we do have, I guess, one more test. We can go ahead and turn this console off and take the plates off and just make sure the faceplate wasn't removed or something. I don't know, man. I'm just looking for anything. Okay, so top plate, pull it off, and yeah, that looks perfect. I don't see any kind of wear and tear there. Let's go ahead and flip to the bottom now. Pull that off, and yeah, sure enough, both these stickers are still intact. Warranty seal is fully intact. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this, except for this one little piece of something here, but that could just be from factory, or maybe somebody's been inside of this. I don't know, man. I'm kind of confused on the whole situation here. But guys, go ahead and check this thing out online. I'll put a link down below if you want to check it out, because I imagine they're going to sell quickly when people realize you're getting a low firmware PS5 with $320 worth of PS Plus Premium. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? So guys, go check it out. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And if you like GameStop, go check out this one-star GameStop video where I tested a bunch of one-star consoles from GameStop, and it's classic GameStop stuff. So go check that out, and I'll see you guys next time.